When I look at the national statistics for mortgage applications, it suggests, 2 weeks ago that 60% of mortgage applications right now are refinance transactions. And I look at our retail book and there's more refis now than there was probably 6 months ago, but it's definitely not 50 or 60% of the business. So I have to imagine that business is happening somewhere. So is it happening in call centers more often? Are you guys seeing similar numbers to that? Or maybe are you even skewed the other way where you're more refinance than purchase in a market like this? I'm just curious what you're experiencing right now.
Both. We're doing a lot of refi cash out programs right now for a lot of different people that either they're sitting on really good rates, have a need for cash, they want to tap into their equity, and people aren't coming in for a rate and term refi right now. It's basically debt consolidation or doing a lot of improvements to their home. Looking at either going with a line of credit, a second, or just combining it all into a first mortgage. And that's the skill of the loan officers here at New American as far as on the contact center side. They're trained to provide the customer with the best product that fits their needs based off of that phone call that's coming in. Plus our own book of business. We do a good job at the retention side, staying in front of the customers and working with them. And a lot of our loan officers get people that repeat clients. And that's because I think of the trust they built on the first loan.
Yeah. I think a lot of retail loan officers, when they hear that half of the applications happening in the United States are refinances, I think they just don't believe it because they're not experiencing that. Now, obviously at a call center, you have a lot of these leads that you're actually in charge of buying all the leads for the company, is my understanding. So obviously you have clients that are looking to do some sort of refinancing. But what do you think it is, or do you have an opinion, like psychologically, what's going on with loan officers that feel like because they don't think it's a refinance market, maybe because interest rates are still, pretty elevated. But yet we see call centers and other places where the consumer is dying to tap into that equity they've built over the last couple of years. So do you have any thoughts on what's kind of holding back the loan officer from reaching out to their clients and checking with them? Because my guess is some of the loans that you guys are doing right now where a borrower has gone online and reached out about a debt consolidation refinance was probably a missed opportunity sitting in someone's database who did their loan and never thought to call them because they didn't think that there was an opportunity to refinance them. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts, I think a lot of retail loan officers are looking at their book of business thinking, I'm not going to take this guy out of a 3% rate and put him into a 5.5 or 6%. I think that's where a lot of it stems from. But that doesn't mean that guy doesn't need cash. That doesn't mean that guy doesn't have a need. Everybody should be reaching out to their clients. Because if you're not reaching out to your own clients on the retail side, they're getting direct mail, they're hearing it on the internet, they're seeing advertising for it. And if they have a need or a want for cash, they're going to contact somebody. You want them to contact you. But I think it's just getting out of that mindset that it's okay to talk to a person about their options because they need cash.
Yeah.
And I think there's that reluctance. That would be my opinion on the retail side is, oh, I don't want to call the guy. He's already got a great rate. Well, it doesn't mean he doesn't need, cash for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think it's highly valuable to have a relationship with your client. And just because you reach out to them doesn't mean you need to sell them a mortgage on this phone call. But checking in with them on how their situation is, what's going on, reminding them that you're a resource. I mean, that alone, if they are in need, they're going to share that with you. And you don't have to feel like you're making a sales call. You're just making a relationship building call that may turn into a transaction if it's what's in the borrower's best interest. I think that's a mindset shift that people need to have and just, we say these are our clients for life, but then we never talk to them during their life. Like I heard that said like 20 years ago at a conference, and it stuck with me. It's like, you can't just call them when the opportunity feels like it's right. You need to talk to them all the time. And what you'll realize is that people have things that they need at different times in their life because everyone's life experience is different. What we do know is people have more equity in their homes today than they've ever had in the history of the United States.
Yep.
And so chances are, if they're in a bind, you could help them since we're in the business of helping people tap into the equity that they have in their home, right? So
Yep.
just kind of makes sense to me.